Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on a second. Okay, everybody, I look a whole wreck. A whole wreck. Oh, I broke a fingernail too. I hope everybody's doing good today. Welcome to the Saturday show that's actually somewhere near close to 2 o'clock, but not quite near it. Um, I hope everybody's doing well. You see the topic. Um, really only one bill to pay today. Well, I'll be adding some as I go along because I didn't um add these like I do with previous shows where I already have it. But please go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to see how many subscribers I actually have. Let me see. I still think I'm stuck at 331. Um, I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain that I am. Yep, I'm still stuck at 331. So hit that subscribe button. Remember, we're still doing our 35 likes where we want 35 people to like, and we need 15 people to share. And I'm thinking about doing another t-shirt giveaway this episode, but um I'm not sure because some people, rude by the way, seem to want to give away the answer in the chat, and I keep saying don't do that. So you see today's topic, I'm talking about top 5 terrible musicals. Um, I love musical theater. I absolutely love musical theater. It was my first introduction to theater. I grew up watching the classics, Sound of Music, West Side Story, Oklahoma, um, Carousel, um, The Music Man. Trying to think of some other great ones. How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. But there are some terrible musicals. And I said 5. Ignore that number because it's going to be more like 7, 8. It may make 10 because as I kept thinking about this list, there and it's in no particular order. Um, it's not like number 5 is this. I'm just kind of naming them off. And I'll explain, of course, why I just think it's the worst. It looks like we have some people in the chat, so I'll say hello, Rude by the way, MC. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Absolutely. Does Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 count? I've seen the movie, which is not a musical, but I've never seen the musical version, so I can't count it. So, but if you've seen it, tell me about it. I know it's a musical, but I've never seen it. It's one of the few I've never actually seen, so I don't know. Ruth, by the way, I'm going to save your comment about the musical that you put because that's definitely on my list. So let's get started. I got my trusty phone because I got to describe some of these. Company. Now, Company, the musical, is kind of complicated to explain. So I'm just going to let Wikipedia kind of do it for me. It's a musical, obviously. And it's a strange one because it was in it was in 1970, and I'm just gonna read it because Company, a 1970 musical comedy by Stephen Sondheim. See, that breaks my heart because Stephen Sondheim wrote West Side Story. And this is disappointing for me to put this on the list because Stephen Sondheim is literally one of the goats of Broadway musicals. West Side Story, Assassins, um, I can't think of the other one, but great. It's hard for me to put it here. Okay, and George Ford explores the theme of marriage through the eyes of a single man on his 35th birthday. The show is considered a trailblazer of the modern musical, blah, blah, blah. The musical follows Bobby, a bachelor surrounded by merry friends, as he contemplates their he weighs the pros and cons of marriage. But here's the thing about company, and sometimes they have like instruments on stage. And that really bothers me, and I don't know why. So when you go see a musical, you never see the actual instruments on the stage. They're in like the pit or they use a track. For some reason, like they all of a sudden out of nowhere start playing instruments. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. This crap won 14 Tony Awards. And it and I cannot. And listen to some of the songs. Company, the little things we do together. Sorry, grateful. You could drive a person crazy. Have I got a girl for you? Someone is waiting. Another 100 people getting married today. Choir girl. Then there's an act two. It's just I don't understand why people like this musical so much. It's boring. It drags the story. You know how it's going to end. You know how it's going to end. I think he ends up. Let's see. Da 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 da. I'm trying to get to Act 2 where it ends. Da 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 da. It's just not good. It's just y'all suggesting musicals that I've never seen. Both, because I'm going to name some terrible movie musicals. Next up, Grease. I have so many problems with the musical Grease, and I'm talking about the movie because the stage musical is totally different from the movie. So I'm specifically talking about the movie Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta. First of all, why did they use the AARP to get their cast? Where was they where would like nobody in there? This is supposed to take place in a high school, right? And everybody in there, nobody looked like they were in high school. Not Olivia Newton-John, not John Travolta, not the other people that were in it, because those were really the only two that anybody cared about. The songs were stupid. Another musical that just dragged. They had it was like too many side stories. That's the problem I have with Grease. It was too many side stories. Of course, you had the main story of Sandy and oh boy, what was John Travolta's what was John Travolta's name in Grease? Oh, it was Zacko or something. No, I'm looking it up. Because now I'm sitting here like, well, what? What was John Travolta's name in Greece? Um, what was Danny Zucco? Okay, Danny Zucco. You can't even remember that name, Danny Zucco. Um, it was just like I said, it was all these little plots that just irked my nerves. Grease irked my nerves. None of the songs are like, oh wow, I'm gonna sing that. When you go to a musical, usually if it's a great musical, you have like 3 or 4 songs that you'll if you hear them, you'll know them because that's how great the musical is. If it's okay, maybe like one song you'll remember. If it's none. I kind of know we'll always be together. Kind of. Um, Grief agitated me to my core. Grease is not a good musical. The stage version, um, like I said, the stage version is a lot different than the movie. Um, I'm trying to describe it, but I think you all know the plot. And why did they drive in a car at the end in the sky? I just want to know. Uh, Synopsis. Okay. Um, it was just too. They had so many. Again, the side plots just they agitate me, and I'm trying to, but um, uh, um, and, and somehow I'm just gonna leave Greece alone because I got to get to some of these comments over here on the side. We're gonna fight. We're going to fight. Urinetown was brilliant. Urinetown is a brilliant musical. Songs brilliant. Definitely different. The plot is a little bit different. So for you all that don't know, Urinetown is about a town that runs out of water. So basically, they drink their own urine. Hence the name Urinetown. Um, yeah, we gonna fight on that one because Urinetown was really good. I really liked it. The Song of Jacob Zulu was amazing, fella. I have never heard of those 2 musicals. Dirty Dancing. Oh, it was a musical. Oh my goodness. Um, Grease was not good. It was, and then they made a sequel, Grease 2. So they reversed it. Um, Danny Zucco was from like Great Britain or Australia or wherever it was, and he was like the quiet one, the da da da, and then the girl Sandy, basically, she was in them streets like the first one. See, the first one, Sandy was like this goody two shoe girl, and at the end, she basically turned into um, one of them girls for the streets. Um, and so they reversed it into who's thought to make a sequel? Who sat there and said, you know what, the first one was so good. Um, let's let's just repeat it. I mean, you can't go wrong. You went right. We went entirely wrong. Um, Next musical because um anything. No, I'm going to save that one for at the end. Annie. I absolutely, positively can't stand this musical. It is the worst. It's one of the worst musicals I've ever seen. There are so many problems with Annie. And my number one problem is it's too dang on optimistic. Nobody that goes through what Annie went through in that play is that optimistic. And it's cheered off by that stupid song. The sun will come out tomorrow. That song makes me want to punch something. I can't stand it. I can't stand any of the characters. I can't. She's this little orphan girl, and then she gets traumatized by Miss Hannigan. And let me say this, there's only really one person that could play Miss Hannigan, and that was Carol Burnett. If you're not Carol Burnett, don't play Miss Hannigan. Don't play Miss Hannigan unless you are Carol Burnett, period. But this is a terrible musical. It just, she gets beat. I'm happy. Shut up. Nobody is that optimistic. Life sometimes is hard. You deal with obstacles in musicals, right? In musicals, there's always there's the big happy song. And then there's the I'm depressed, like really stink song. Everything was like, I love to see you smile. The sky is bright. The sun will come out tomorrow. Shut up. I cannot stand this musical. Nobody is that optimistic. It is annoying. It makes me sick. I don't like it. You know what? So Tracy, not in this sense. This girl Miss Hannigan was a child abuser. She didn't think, gee, let me go to the police and report her. Nope. I can't deal with this musical. Oh, and then she meets, and I'm pretty sure other places have done this. Was it Franklin Roosevelt or Teddy Roosevelt? One of them Roosevelts appeared in. Nope. I'm gonna go look, because it's like it doesn't even. It's like nobody is that optimistic. It's good to have hope. Don't get me wrong, but life, even when in a musical, the person is a hopeful person, they're positive, they still have that dark kind of song that says, hey, I'm going through right now. She never did. Everything was just hunky-dory, light up the sky, I'm happy, I'm getting abused, yay, she's beating me, yay. No. I cannot stand this musical. It is annoying. And of course, y'all know, I just said the sun will come out tomorrow. It's probably one of the most annoying songs in Broadway history. And people sing it and shut up. I cannot. Let me see what this correct. Oh, plot. In 1933, in New York City, 11-year-old Annie sleeps in an orphanage with many other girls her age. When 6-year-old Molly wakes her up from a bad dream, Annie confronts her by thinking about her own parents, even though they abandoned her at the orphanage. As a baby, she holds on to hope, maybe. Okay, that could be a dark song, but then she's like, my parents abandoned me, yay! Oh, so Hard Knocks Life. Okay, I just learned something. Hard Knocks Life actually does come before The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. Hard Knock Life is a banger, even before Jay-Z breathed. You know, that song. I literally can't think of anything but the Jay-Z version. I don't like. I can't. Um, then in the second act, she's a. I'm not gonna explain this mess. I'm not gonna explain this mess. But I'm gonna see which one of them Roosevelts was in there. Um, Annie Bennett, Grace Farrell, Miss Hannigan, Brother Hannigan, Drake, Franklin. So it was Franklin Roosevelt, um, who was inspired by Annie to do the New Deal. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, I can't stand this musical. I can't. I cannot. It irks my nerves. Next one that irks my nerves, Phantom of the Opera. Let me tell you about Phantom of the Opera. I'm just going to describe this mess because Phantom of the Opera um, is, of course, by no. Now I know good and well. I know this is going. Okay, so of course this lovely piece of crap is by one of my least favorite, Andrew Lloyd Webber. This dude has written again. By the way, I'm saving your choice because it coming. Trust and believe it's coming. But Phantom of the Opera is by Andrew Lloyd Webber and lyrics by Charles Hart, and it's a libretto. Now, a libretto basically means like there's no spoken dialogue; they just kind of sing through the whole thing. So it's a musical kind of. Um, but listen to this stalker point. Okay, so in 1919, the Paris Opera hosts an auction of old theater memorabilia. Among the attendees is an aged Ruel de Changy who purchased lot 665, a paper mache music box with monkey figurine. He eyes it sadly, critically observing that it appears exactly as she said. The next lot, 666, is a broken chandelier, portions of which have been renovated to an electric wiring. The auctioneer states that the character was involved in a famous disaster connected by a strange affair with the Phantom of the Opera. This guy's a stalker. Phantom of the Opera, the dude is basically um he falls in love with a woman that does not want him because he's busted in the face. I said what I said. He's got this mask on, like half his face is masked because he got in an accident and spilled acid and blah, 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 blah. She doesn't want you. She, which I think her name is Charlotta. Um, she's a prima donna. So she's gonna um she gonna have standards. And dude, you didn't meet it. And oh wait a minute, I think it's Christine. I'm sorry. And he like I said, this dude is a stalker. She don't want you. The whole thing was about why don't you love me? Because your face is busted. I said what I said. I don't. I can't even with this musical. It's like oh, I'm trying to see how this mess ends because yeah, blah 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 blah. It's a terrible musical. It's a terrible musical. I, I don't understand. I don't understand. Fela was about Fela Couture, the godfather of the Afrobeat. I had never seen it. So now I'm going to have a musical to look up. Basically, that's what she's saying. My life sucks. Yay! Next one. Jesus Christ Superstar is one of the most egregious, disrespectful pieces of crap I have ever seen. You all know the story. I'm not going to go over it. It basically, in my opinion, looks at the story of Christ through the eyes of Judas. Now, that seems to be like, oh, okay, that's kind of an interesting sort of idea. Oh, well, okay. Oh, all kinds of problems with it. None of the songs are good. It's another libretto, right? So they don't have like spoken lines. They made the mistake of other plays about, and here comes my religious side. Yeah, I'm about to say, they never show the resurrection. Like they'll show his betrayal, they'll show the crucifixion, but they kind of forget the rest. Like you telling, like you're not even telling the story. You're telling part A, but part B is like the most important part. I didn't like it. Basically, the movie had the van at the end and with the Israeli soldiers. I'm just like, what? I didn't like, I know the story, right? So you not gonna fool me, right? I know the story. You not gonna come at me with no Jesus was jealous of Judas. No, you not gonna work. You not coming at me with that mess. You're not coming with me with that mess. Don't care. Don't like it. Basically, yeah, because like I said, I'm not gonna read you the plot. You know the plot. If you don't, read the Gospels of Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John. Thank you, Marlon, and welcome. The only superstar I'm listening to about Luke. Thank you. Jesus Christ Superstar is crap. And I don't want to say it because they done put my Savior's name in a musical. So automatically, oh, I'm gonna like it. No, I'm not. No, I am not going to like it. It just had so many problems, and people just love this crap. I'm like, yo, they not telling the story. They're telling part A, but then they're forgetting part B. Part B is the most important part. Um, like I said, I'm not going to read the part, but I want the plot because I know this. Yeah, this is Andrew Lloyd Webber again, loosely based off of. He got that right. It was loosely based off of. Because I'm like, did you not read the story? Did you not do? I mean, like if you look at another play he did, another musical or libretto he did, um, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoats. It wasn't like he stuck in general, he stuck more to the biblical account. This one he was like, screw it. I'm just gonna make up stuff. I mean, he might as well have Jesus come out and top hat and tails. Um da, 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 da. Again, and I think this is okay, so they do um I'm trying to look at some of these songs, but they're so terrible. Um Having on their minds. See, and you only problem, except for Jesus Christ Superstar, you don't know none of the other songs. Having on their minds, what's the buzz? Everything's all right. This Jesus Must Die, Hosanna, Simon the Zealot, Poor Jerusalem, Pilate's Dream, The Temple, Everything's All Right reprised, I Don't Know How to Love Him, Blood Money, The Last Supper, Gethsemane, The Arrest, Peter's Denial, Pilate and Christ, Herod's Song, Could We Start Again, Please, Judas' Death, Superstar. Superstar isn't even sung until like last, and I promise that's a song. That's a great musical. No, it's not. No, it's not. You need to read the original account. Go back and do all this. And the movie, the movie. Let me tell you about the movie. The movie at the end, because it takes time in the actual time that Christ was on earth. Okay, got it. Where did the minivans come from? Anybody explain that to me? Because I'm not understanding. Jesus Christ Superstar is a load of crap. I don't like it. I'm never going to like it. They get the story all wrong. I don't like where they suggest that Jesus is somehow jealous of Judas. That ain't going to never happen. It could just be my interpretation, but I got a real problem when you pick this type of play to do and you leave out the most important part of the story. Like, what you write it for? Like, you sitting here, you writing stuff, and you, for what? Ghetto Superstar by Maya was a Ghetto Superstar. I've never heard of that one. I don't understand why people love this musical. I know there's probably somebody there that's like, no, that's a great musical. Please explain to me why. Please, because I don't understand it. I don't understand the next one. I got to take a breath on this one because this one hurts my whole soul. The Wiz. And I'm talking about the movie. If you've ever seen the stage version of this play, it is probably one of the most brilliant stage musicals ever. The Wiz, A Soulful Journey to the Land of Oz, is a really good musical. It takes the Wizard of Oz story and basically just puts Black people in it. Hence the term A Soulful Journey to the Land of Oz. Same story. Dorothy is still a teenager. She's still in Kansas. She still has her aunt, her three uncles, blah, 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 blah. It's stuck closer to the book than the Wizard of Oz did, including the kidnapping scene where the Wicked Witch kidnaps Dorothy. They just totally left that out the movie. But Stephanie Mills, obviously, that's where she got her started. She was Tony nominated, didn't win. I don't know why. But The Wiz, this was so disappointing to me, the movie. And I'm talking about simply the movie now. For some reason, Berry Gordy decides, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy the rights to produce The Wiz. Okay, that's not bad. If you don't know who Berry Gordy is, Berry Gordy was the owner of Motown Music. Well, that makes sense. Motown is mostly Black artists, Black musical. It's going to work. He wanted Stephanie Mills in him. Somehow, someone thinks, oh, let's put 33-year-old Diana Ross in it. Why? Who sat here and thought, you know what we're going to do? We just going to put her in. Sure, in every version of The Wizard of Oz, The Wiz, The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, all others. Dorothy is still in her teenage years. But we're going to just throw that out. We're going to make her 33. Now, in the musical itself, they had her playing even younger because Diana Ross was actually 33 years old when she assumed that role, right? So she was actually 33, and that's why I keep saying they casted a 33-year-old. So they had to change it because it wouldn't make sense. So they changed her to a kindergarten teacher that's contemplating taking a high school job that pays more money. Okay, I guess. Like, you can do that, I guess. But why change it? I don't know how Diana Ross got that role. I don't understand it. I, I just I don't even understand it. And yeah, I don't understand why this was made. I don't understand why people liked it. I don't understand any of it. Okay, so um um yeah, the stage musical I'm sitting here reading it, it's pretty much like the same thing that the one that we watched in 1939 movie with Judy Garland, them other people. It pretty much stays the same, but that their movie, oh that movie. Oh, that movie. Let me go backwards because I want to put the movie in here. Um, the woo um, um, yeah. So okay, so this piece of crap was made in 1977. Um, oh, I was um, I'm sitting here trying to get the movie because the and here's the thing they did. So the Winston stage play had some great songs. I was born the day before yesterday, tornado, home. I mean, they could leave it to me. Um, but the movie version, they was like, nah, let's take the good songs out and replace them with crap. Second problem with this movie, um, there was only like two good parts. There was the Scarecrow, played by the late great Michael Jackson, and well, no, there was three. Michael's part definitely like if they had just stopped the movie like right when she meets the scarecrow, I'd been like, "Ooh, that was a good movie." Strong singing and da 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 da. Um, but nope, they kept going. I'm trying to tell you what songs they had because they were all so terrible. Um, why did they change it to Harlem? Why did they change it from Kansas to Harlem? I don't under why. It was fine. You could have still had Stephanie Mills. You could have just took her, put it like film the musical right, and just said, okay, here you go, and been just fine. But nope, they made changes that weren't even necessary. It was not necessary to change the location from Kansas to Harlem. I get it. It's black people in it. How many black people live in Kansas? I don't know, bunch, maybe two, three, four. I don't know. But it didn't make sense for me to me that they would change like that. I didn't understand why they took out the great song I Was Born the Day Before Yesterday and replaced it with that awful, terrible song, The Crow Anthem. That is a terrible song. I don't see the person singing it makes the song great. But if you just read the words of the Crow Anthem, or i.e., You Can't Win, Child, that's a terrible song. And next one, you're Motown. You have access to great singers. You had, of course, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson. anybody in the Temptations. Heck, Rick James. Yes, Rick James was with Motown. You gonna pick Nipsey Russell to play the dang on Scarecrow? Really? Really? You out of all the people you could have picked, you gonna pick Nipsey Russell. You didn't got give him just not one song, Slide Some Oil on Me. You gave him 2 songs. That man, rest in peace, could not sing. For what reason did you not think, hey, let's cast somebody else? Nope. And you gave Michael Jackson 1 song. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's no way you can sit here and justify giving Nipsey Can't Hold a Tune Russell 2 songs, and you're going to just give Michael one. You for real with this? You for real with this? And I'm going to say it, and nobody going to like it. Why did the calorie line look like a pimp? I said what I said. Why? He had on them boots. He had the strut. He had the everything. I'm like, what? Did he do this on stage? Because he was one of the few from the stage play they actually brought to the movie. Him and Mabel King. Why? Also, why did Richard Pryor play the wizard? Why? Look, Richard Pryor was a great stand-up comic. Okay, actor, but a great stand-up comic. You go. Why? Why was Richard Pryor in this movie? Why? Why was Richard Pryor in this movie? I don't understand why Richard Pryor was in this movie. He brought literally nothing to the table. He wasn't good. He didn't sing a song. Nipsey Russell. I don't even. The best parts about this Cake. So Mabel King as Evelyn. So like I said, there's 3 good parts to the Wiz. There's Michael's part where he sings "You Can't Win, Child." Then there's Evelyn who sings "Don't Nobody Bring Me No Bad News." And here's the thing, you kind of want her to win. You kind of want her to win, right? Because you sitting here and you thinking, well, why can't she win, right? And that's one of the best songs, like, out of the musical, right? Is I gotta put something in here, make an announcement at the end. Just want to make sure I put it. I don't know why. And it was like, oh, and the thing was, another thing I hated, the cabs. So apparently black people getting cabs not being able to get cabs was a thing. And so every time they tried to take a cab, they couldn't get one. Ha. Why were there babies on the wall? At the very, very end of The Wiz, after Dorothy has killed the Wicked Witch, no witch, but that's from The Wizard of Oz, not The Wiz, with a sprinkler, and she sits on a toilet. Yeah, watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. She sings, Glinda the Good Witch finally appears. I'm trying to remove somebody and I decided to come on here and I can't. I gotta remove this person. Why were there babies on the wall? Why were there babies on the wall? If you watch it, like watch, go all the way to the end. Don't watch the movie. Just go all the way to the end. Dorothy's Killed the Wicked Witch. They do A Brand New Day, which is written by Luther Vandross. And then they jump to where she meets, and she tells them, "Hey, you had all this stuff out, blah 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 blah." Um, there's a scene where it's definitely a black wall, and there's babies just all on the wall, just babies on the wall. Somebody explain to me, why are there babies on the wall? Because I don't understand. Please, anybody watching this, please explain to me why there are babies on the dang on wall. um Nipsey Russell. um um I'm trying to see something here. I don't understand the Wiz, y'all. I don't understand why. You were Motown. You could have gotten anybody. You had such great access to great singers. And you did this. The Wiz is the movie. Remember, the stage play is excellent. But for some reason now, the stage play is incorporating parts of the movie, which I don't like. If I go pay to see The Wiz, A Soulful Journey to the Land of Oz, I want to pay to see The Wiz, A Soulful Journey to the Land of Oz. I don't need to pay to see the movie. You can watch it on YouTube for free. I don't know. Um, they added songs and took away some of the worst ones. Um, Reception. Yeah, it was terrible. Um, uh, and keep this in mind. I'm going to say it because I didn't realize how long I've been on this topic of The Wiz being a terrible movie. The Wiz, the musical, the stage musical, um, was written. No, not the. Oh my goodness! It babies on the wall. Oh, and after the babies are on the wall, Glenn tells her, "Hey, click your heels." She goes home. The heels turn red. Like, I guess they thought they was like the 1939 movie. You were not. In summary of getting done with The Wiz, before I get to my next pick for one of the worst musicals, um, if you think that The Wiz is better than The Wizard of Oz, you, sir or ma'am, have serious problems. I don't understand you. I don't understand your logic. I don't understand where you're coming from. Nobody with common sense would sit here and tell me, "Oh, The Wiz is way better than The Wizard of Oz." No, it is not. No, it is not. Don't even compare the two. They're not the same. No. They just like wasted Michael's talent. Um, and we brought on some people to sing the song, and it's a cult classic. Uh, um, let's see. I'm trying to say one more thing about this before I go to my next. Um, okay. Yeah, I came with this movie. It's so bad that I'm running out of words. How? You were Motown. This was an easy home run. This should have been just straight out the park, like wicked big. But nope. Let's make Dorothy 33 or 24 or whatever it was. I mean, they tried to change it, but everybody was like, she too old. Um, 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 accolades. Who gave an accolades? Oh, Saturn Award. Who said it? Raspberry. That's what it should have got. Okay, let me just go to my next one. I just can't believe they did that to a musical that I really loved. The next one is Rent. Rent the musical. Um, it's a rock musical, which apparently that's different. Um, Jonathan Larson wrote both the lyrics and the book. And it tells the story of a group of impoverished young artists struggling to survive and create a life in lower Manhattan in the shadow of the HIV/AIDS crisis. Every song in this musical makes me sick. I don't like it. If somebody screams, season 727 minutes, whatever. I can't with this. Um, and it was unfinished. You could tell, like he never got to finish it because unfortunately he passed from. Jonathan Larson passed from something that was no, not La Bomb. Jonathan Larson. Um, he died from. Uh, da 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 da. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he died when he was 35. He died of orthoritic disease. When it occurs when the injury of the uttermost layer of the aorta allows blood to flow between the layers of the aortic wall, first forcing the layers to collapse. So, basically, these little whiners couldn't pay their rent and was mad they was getting evicted. You're supposed to pay your rent. None of the songs were like besides Seasons of Love. I'm sitting here like really trying to get the songs so I can tell you some of the crap. Synopsis, roles, reception, cast. I can't remember any other song from Rent. I can't. Besides Seasons of Love. Um, musical numbers. Tune Up 1, Voicemail 1, Tune Up 2, Rent, You're Okay, Honey, Tune Up 3, One Song, Glory Like My Candle, Voicemail 2, Today for You, You'll See, Tango, Marine, Life Support, Out Tonight, Another Day, Will I, On the Street, Santa Fe, We're Okay, Christmas Bells, Over the Moon, I Should Tell You, La Viva Boom May, Seasons of Love A. So there's a Seasons of Love B. This shouldn't have been made. I mean, rest in peace. But this musical was terrible. Terrible. I'm still trying to get rid of this comment and it won't go nowhere. I'm trying to get rid of it, but it won't. Y'all, this is getting on my nerves. I'm trying to remove it, but it's not letting me. If anybody knows how to block somebody, please tell me because I don't know how to do it. So we get to perhaps the worst musical I have ever seen. And it's this lovely piece of garbage, Cats. I have so much to say about why I believe this is one of the worst musicals I have ever seen. But so many questions. What number one question? Why do people like Cats? Why? It's hard for me to even explain the plot, so I'm definitely going to uh um Wikipedia for this one. So if you think if you think of a garbage pail, that's what Cats is to me. It's I can't they don't even have a plot. They're just like, yeah, well, we think I'm trying to find like a real good summary of it, but because I can't even explain it. Right? It's like hard to explain like what the plot is. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try because it's hard for me to sit here plot something. So we're gonna try it. Okay, we're gonna try it. Just thank goodness for Wikipedia. Cats, the worst musical I have ever seen, tells the story of well, it's not even loading. A tribe of cats called the Jealousies, and the night they make the Jealouside choice by deciding which cat will ascend to Heaven's side layer and come back to a new life. That's the plot. Um, I the only song that I can remember from Cats is Memory. And I think that was Memories. There's no more memory song. That I think it comes from Cats. Um, or is it called The Way We Were? Or um, wait a minute. I'm getting this confused because I thought because see, I always get Memory confused with The Way We Were. They're not the same song though. I know that. Memory. Yes, um yeah, I'm confusing it with The Way We Were. So turn your face to the moonlight. And remember they're cats now, not people. Let your memory lead you. Open up and enter in. If you find there the meaning of what happens is then a new life will begin. Memory. All alone in the midnight moonlight, I can smile in the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember. I'm not gonna do this. This musical, again, I don't understand why people like it. It is boring. There's literally only one song I confuse with another one. There's no memorable characters. There's like old Deuteronomy. And that's pretty much the only character I can remember. When you have to struggle to remember characters in a musical, it's not good. Cats is not a good musical. I don't understand why people like it. It bores me to tears. And then they made the movie. Oh my goodness, the movie was terrible. It was with Dame Judi Dench, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson. I was gonna say Marion. Jason Derulo or whatever his name is. I don't understand. I went to see it because one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I still kick myself for even watching a movie, but I want to see, okay, how bad is this movie going to be? How terrible is it going to be? It lived up to all my expectations. Terrible. The other reason, like I said, when you have to sit and guess what the plot is, like, even though I named some terrible musicals, I could still point and say, okay, this is the plot. Jesus Christ Superstar, for example, the betrayal of Christ. I could tell you what the plot is. Cats, I'm like, is it American Idol? They like choose somebody and then they come back for a new life. Are they talking about reincarnation? Is this, what is it? I don't know if this is like metaphysics. I don't know. I don't understand what this musical is. I don't understand why people see it. I don't understand why it's the fifth longest show on Broadway. There are so many superior musicals that people could see. Y'all, I did not know I was going to talk an hour on this, but I can't with this. Again, the plot that there's no progression, right? There's just a bunch of songs that they sing, but the plot, it doesn't move. Like even in all these terrible other musicals I named, minus Rent, because Rent is just terrible. The plot kind of moves from beginning to end, and you're like, oh, okay, you can see the story progress. This, I'm like, for what reason? For what reason did somebody say, gee, let me sit down, and I think it's based off of a poem. That's not a good idea to me. So, y'all, I didn't even get to oh, what's that musical with Bernadette Peters? Oh, a Sunday in the Park with George. I didn't get to Starlight Express. Because even with Starlight Express, as terrible as it is, it kind of made sense for it to jump around because it was a little boy's dream. So you're like, well, oh, okay. But Cats is just awful bad. Like, it stands alone to me as probably the worst musical I've ever seen. And like I said, I've been over some terrible ones. I spent most of my time on the Wiz because I was disappointed in it, and it just didn't make sense to me. Cats, thank you. They knew the assignment. They wanted me to get some sleep. That's what it was. Thank you. Cats plot to put audience to sleep. Knew the assignment. They absolutely they knew the assignment. It's like, you just want me to watch this? Like, it in the Broadway play or the stage production, like and think about how much money it takes to mount this. You've got to take human beings and put them in like like the whole thing, like the makeup and the whiskers and the fur, and they're like in the audience clawing and claw me and see, don't you catch these hands? You're gonna catch these hands if you touch me. I'm telling you right now, I don't condone violence, but you're not gonna touch me. They would come all up and lick pee No, I don't need you clawing at me. Yes, real cats do that. Cats, not a person playing a cat. And again, one character, Old Deuteronomy. And for you people that like cats, you don't understand it. No, I don't. I literally don't understand. I don't understand the plot. I don't understand the progression. I only know one song. And again, I confused it with another one. I just can't. I'm trying to get to the last announcement I make, calm myself down. Because some of these are just terrible. I'm trying to think of Into the Woods. That's another one. Like Into the Woods, it's terrible. Like the first half is great. But then they get to that second half, I'm like, what happened? Like the whole play just went away. But next week, I'm going to do the topic that makes me happier. I'm going to do musicals that I love. And that's going to be such a more positive frame. And I can just sit down and break up because I can't with some of these musicals. Stop disrespecting musical theater. It is a great thing. And when you put out crap like Jesus Christ Superstar and Rent and Annie and Grease, you disrespect it. And it doesn't deserve, musicals don't deserve this. They literally don't. They don't. Final announcement. The Saturday Hangout. We will meet once a month to discuss, debate, and organize. We know what country we live in now, and now is the time to come together. I did not put, because I ran out of space, that it is the fourth Saturday of every month. It will follow my other show, Justice is Here podcast. So it'll be like around 8 o'clock, but we'll do that just once a month. You do have to register. I will not let you just walk in and put the link. No, you'll get the link to register, and you'll just walk in, and we'll just do what we do. I still can't believe people went to see Cats. How is it the fifth longest? Just stop, Tracy. I agree, but that's not in my top. But it's a really good musical. It's a really strong, that's a really good choice. But next week, like I said, I will be talking about the best of musical theater. And I'll tell you now, it's not going to be 5. It's going to be like more like 10, maybe 15 musicals that I love. I also didn't talk about Flower Drum Song. Just like the story. See, I keep talking when I'm starting to remember musicals I forgot. Flower Drum Song is by, and this hurts my heart, by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein II. They wrote some of the greatest musicals of all time. I get where they were going, trying to write a musical that explored an Asian family trying to assimilate themselves into American culture. That's an interesting story. Can't remember none of the characters. Can't remember. I only know one song, kind of Chop Suey. I can't with Flower Drums. I cannot. I want to like it, right? I want to in my soul like that play. I can't. I cannot. It drags. None of the songs are memorable. I don't know any of the characters. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about Flower Drum Song. Into the Woods. Sunday in the Park. Sunday in the Park with George. Just not, because they're terrible, but you got to see them to know what I'm feeling. And Starlight Express is terrible, but not terrible, because like it's a little boy's dream. So it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Anyway, I have spent way too much time on this topic. Join me at 7 p.m. tonight for the Justice is Here podcast. You're going to get a surprise. There is a surprise on that show. Next week, I will probably do another t-shirt giveaway to promote my store. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe. We're still trying to hit that 35 likes and 15 shares. We need 35 people to like this podcast, 15 people to share it. 1,000 is our goal. We can actually hit it. We can hit 1,000 this year. Remember to sign up for the Saturday Hangout. I'm going to take myself down, play the intro. I'll see you at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day.